excited to be updating the Catholic Blogger. I have not been updating recently, but I felt compelled to for a number of reasons. I get a lot of emails asking, where is the Catholic Blogger? And I've just been taking a little break, but I'm so excited to come back. The other reason I was compelled to come back was because I saw this wonderful movie that inspired me so much. I actually saw it about a week ago, and it took me a little while to post this video. Computer issues, all that, but it's all solved now, and I'm really excited to review this movie. It's called The Way. It was directed by Emilio Estevez. It stars Martin Sheen. It is the most amazing movie ever. Now, I first heard about this on EWTN. Emilio and his father were on it promoting and talking about this tour, like they were doing this bus tour to promote this movie, almost like a pilgrimage across North America, or the United States rather, which I thought was super, super cool. And I was like, this is really neat. Like, two big-time Hollywood stars are doing a Catholic-based movie, which is really cool. Now, The Way. Now, if you haven't seen it, I'm probably going to have a little bit of spoiler alerts in here, so maybe you don't want to watch this right now, but I would suggest highly go see it, and then come back and watch this review. Okay, so basically, The Way is, of course, about the pilgrimage of the Way of St. James. There's this son, okay, here comes the spoiler alert. There's this son who is the character I related to most. His name is Daniel, and he is played by Emilio Estevez, and so amazing. Now, he's not in it through a lot because he gets killed in the storm, which is the whole premise of why the father has to go over to pick up his son's remains and so forth. But it's the little parts he's in is so moving and so just inspirational, and something that I related to so well. He is the character I instantly related to. There was a flashback scene early on of him butting heads with his father, which is, if anyone knows my relationship with my father, knows it's the same way. We kind of butt heads. We're both a little stubborn, but it's the same kind of feel, where he left school permanently because he wanted to see the world. Same thing with me. My father was not happy about it at all, and but I've always wanted to travel as well and see the world, and kind of just, I felt like there's more for me than just school. And so instantly I identified with him, because he's kind of one of those people who just went out and kind of just did what he wanted to do and live his life. And yes, even though he died, you know, doing this, one of his many journeys and across the world, at least he got to see it, and he was doing stuff he loves. And backpacking, you know, on the pilgrimage of the El Camino is something that I wanted to do for so long. Now, y'all know I've been Catholic my entire life, but I reconnected so strongly with the Catholic faith when I moved back in with my father after just a really rough bout in Hollywood, with my own personal struggles, bad boyfriends, you know, abuse to myself, stripping, all this stuff. So, and I've wanted to do this. I've heard of it. St. James, as you all know from my other saint videos, is right up there with one of my favorite saints. St. Jude, St. Francis, and St. James. You know, St. James was one of the apostles, which is really amazing to me. You know, I've always just loved him, and I would love to see, you know, basically pilgrimages to his burial ground. Okay, I digress. So back to the movie. Now, Martin Sheen plays this guy who's a little self-involved and what have you, and he's not even planning on going on this pilgrimage, but he decides to, and there's this calling, and throughout the whole video there's this theme of why are you here on this? Why are you here on this pilgrimage? And he's really quiet about it, and so is everyone else. They kind of have their own reasons. There's a heavier guy who's there to lose weight. Hello, relate to right there. Another reason I want to do it. And another guy who has writer's block, and goes there to, you know, and miraculously gets, you know, his flow back. Another thing I can relate to. And then there's this woman who, at first, we think, you know, she's there to quit smoking, but there's so many more deep issues with her, which I also really related to. You know, it deals with the very hot topic button of abortion, but again, it's beautiful because it shows redemption, that she's truly remorseful. She can be forgiven even though abortion is the most mortal of sins. You know, it's redemption, kind of like the good thief, bad thief. You know, the good thief was there and, you know, really said he was sorry. They were hanging next to Jesus and said, I was sorry. He got redemption, got to live in heaven with Jesus forever. The bad thief just didn't show any remorse. So that was a great theme, the abortion theme. And also the fact that she got abused, I can also relate to. I really just connected so much to this movie. It was truly remarkable. Other common themes that were other common themes that I felt, you know, that I kind of latched onto was the prodigal son theme. You know, I thought, you know, he goes away and then they kind of reconnect through this journey. Even though he's not here, it's more of a spiritual journey and they do it together. He spreads his ashes. It's absolutely beautiful. It's just so inspiring, and like I said, I just can relate to it all. And this great line that he told his father at that flashback scene I was telling you guys about, where he said he's going to school, was, "You don't choose a life, you live a life." And you don't choose a life, you live one. It's literally like something, if I had to get something tattooed, I would, because it's so true. You know, I think so many people are so worried about, you know, kind of like his father, who was an optometrist, I believe. He was just, you know, I don't even know how to, it's really one of those things that you have to see. It's really hard to explain, but where it's like you have to live, and that's, I think, what kind of came off through this whole thing, you know, is just going out there. And it ended even with him not going back, but going to another country and traveling. So amazing and beautiful. He saw his son throughout the journey, like, you know, just saw visions of him, because it was what his son loved. He wanted his dad to travel with him. It was just, I can't even begin to tell you how amazing it is. I watch so many Catholic movies, you know, that are direct Catholic related, and some indirect, like the Mighty Max, really great, but it didn't bring me to tears. I don't cry at movies ever, but this movie literally brought me to tears, and I don't know if it's because I could relate to each person on that journey. I think we all have our reasons. I personally would love to go hike on the El Camino and do the pilgrimage. You know, I'd kind of relate to Martin Sheen's character. I really don't know what I'd be looking for, although that I love God and I love Jesus, I love the saints. I would love to just, you know, just kind of go out there and see what God wants for me. You know, I quit school a few years ago trying to find the path that I think Jesus wants me to, you know. I'm really not sure how he's using me yet, but, you know, through vlogging and through, you know, spreading the Catholic faith, you know, I think I'm doing a little bit of using my skill of, you know, talking and doing presentations and liking to perform in front of cameras, with also mixing that with my Catholic faith and my knowledge and just sharing it and making this vlog even. I don't know, but I would love to just do this, and it takes about 6 weeks to a couple months. I mean, that one guy in the movie was already out there for a few months when he met up with them. So, there's just so much to it. I just say go see it. It's one of those films, even if you're not Catholic, I really highly recommend you seeing it. It's got great themes, great message, and it literally just makes you feel amazing. And God, I can't even say it enough. I hope this wins awards. Even if it doesn't matter. It's the best movie this year, in my opinion. Kudos to two big stars, you know, making such a inspirational movie. There's so much sex and violence and junk out there that it's great to have one of these wonderful, great movies. And I actually got to see it with my father, which I'm so thankful for and so blessed for. And God bless you all, and let me know what you all think. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movie. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you all see it and enjoy it as much as I did. Thank you.